Countries around the world exhibit widely different educational outcomes, and these differences have a direct impact on their future economic performance. So if we want to develop policies to enhance economic well-being, we need to understand what makes an educational system successful. This is where the International Comparative Education Policy Lab comes in. The lab sets out to provide focused comparative analyses of educational issues. We know that education is a key lever to improve the economic well-being of different countries, and that is the most important motivation for our research. The lab's directors, Hanushek from Stanford and Ludger Woessmann from Munich, explain the work that the lab does and their vision for the future. What is the IC EPL and why is it relevant?
Well, the International Comparative Education Policy Lab is a new institution which we hope focuses attention on international differences in educational systems. Economists now know that education is really central to differences in the economic well-being of countries, but we have much less understanding of exactly why some systems do better than others.
Yes, and in fact, many aspects of education cannot really be studied within individual countries because countries do one standard thing to all their schools. To get evidence, we actually need to look across countries where different countries do different standard things. In fact, by now we're starting to see some of the prior comparative research entering policy discussions around the world, from America and Europe all the way to East Asia.
What are the lab's key areas of research?
There are two main issues. One is what leads to better student knowledge, and then the second is what are the economic implications of better student knowledge. So we are really looking at education both ways. The first one is looking inside the education system, which includes the students, the parents, the schools. So, for example, some countries have chosen to give more local decision-making power to their schools, and the question is it a good or bad thing? There's been huge controversies around that, and we can now investigate this more systematically with the increasing availability of international data.
Well, picking up on the theme of the implications for outside the school system, economists have studied the implications of economic growth for a long time, and that really determines the future well-being of countries. But we now have a better understanding that economic growth is closely related to the skills of the people. And we can measure those skills now through international assessments of the knowledge of students, what we like to call the knowledge capital of nations.
What is the lab's vision for the future?
Well, one of the things that has become quite clear in education is that many decisions are really not based on very clear evidence, but rather follow people's general feelings about a topic. Our vision is to confirm some of these feelings, but also to show that some others are pretty much myths.
So on the policy side, our view is that research can help overcome the inertia that exists in many educational systems. But on the lab side, we have a vision for research where we're hoping, perhaps grandiosely, to in fact start a new subfield where people can use the available data to provide new research evidence that helps improve things.
The lab hopes to expand the range of its research projects and to provide a larger institutional home for researchers who want to dive deeper into quantitative comparative studies of education. By working closely with the CESIFO Research Network, it can mobilize an already active research community to join it in solving the world's educational problems.